Hi, it's Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at what are, once again, possibly the cheapest fans on the market right now that actually make a lot of sense and are pretty bloody good. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we'll be taking a look at a set of fans from the people over at Thermalright. This is the TL C12C-S. This is a 3-pack of fans, comes in either black or white, pretty much both the same prices, around about £15 for the pack here in the United Kingdom. These actually were kindly supplied by one of our viewers, Gary G. Thank you very much, Gary G. He actually sent us a PayPal payment, so we bought these off Amazon so we could do a very quick review on them, see what they're all about. They were recommended in the chat in our live stream, so I figured why not? We looked at some other cheaper fans which were from AliExpress, which obviously takes a little bit longer to get through post, etc., obviously depending where you live. But for around about the same price, £15, actually these potentially might be a little bit cheaper. I think this might be a better option for some of you. If you're interested in these, we'll put some links for these in the video description below so you can check them out for yourselves. But I've had a very quick play with these and actually, yeah, for £5 a pop, I don't think you can go too far wrong. So let's take a closer look at what they're all about and we'll fire them up later on, see what the RGB settings are like, we'll talk about the specs, etc. And obviously, again, for £15, it's a bit of a no-brainer. If you need a set of fans with addressable RGB and 4-pin PWM and that actually move a ton of air and you don't want to spend a ton of money, then yeah, this is a very, very good option indeed. So specifications wise, on the box you can see here, so this is the TLC 12C-S. There's a couple of different versions available as well, so do check them out in the links. Again, the white version is a slightly different part number. You get 3 fans included in this tiny little box, so yeah, clearly there's not a great deal else in there. And on the back, it talks about some of the features and the specifications. So you've got addressable RGB lighting, as you can probably already guess. PWM operation, which I think these days is something which should be kind of mandatory for fans, for PCs. And also you've got a fluid dynamic bearing in there, which is awesome. 120mm fans, so 120mm by 120mm by 25mm depth. And they weigh in at about 120 grams. So they're actually quite lightweight. So if you don't want to make your rig super heavy with a ton of fans, then this might be another way of doing that. Fan speed says 1500 RPM on the box. Although in my testing, they're closer to 1600. Again, it does say on there plus or minus 10%, so it is within that margin of error. They do go down to somewhere around about 300 RPM, basically stopped. If you get them too low, something I have found already is they do make a kind of almost like a pulsing noise. So do make sure in your software for controlling your fans that you don't have them set too low, so they make a little bit of a weird chattering kind of, yeah, it's just a weird noise. I'll try and demonstrate it a little bit later on so you can hear it. Talking about noise, very quiet indeed, around about 25 dBA. When they're on full blast, you can hear them because they're just moving quite a lot of air. 66.17 CFM to be precise. Yeah, the rest of the specs are on there. So 4-pin PWM, as we said, fluid dynamic bearing, and 5-volt 3-pin addressable RGB. So that is awesome. The fans, you can see them. We've got them laid out here. Taking a closer look individually at them. So you've got a 9-blade design, I think it is. So pretty nice looking, designed for either airflow or static pressure for radiators, etc. Pretty decent frame. I thought to begin with that they're going to be pretty flimsy, but actually pretty well made. Not a great deal of flex in them. You've got a logo for Thermalright in the middle there, which you could blank out if you really wanted to. You do have rubber pads on all 4 corners, front and rear. And on the rear also you've got the Thermalright logo on there and tells you more information and the actual part number, etc. And there's a little sticker on there to prove that they're authentic, although I can't imagine many people trying to copy these, but you never know. It's a strange world we live in. When it comes to the connectors, so these are 55 centimeters in length, so just under 2 foot, fully stretched. You do get a 4-pin PWM and also a pass-through, which is always very nice to see. So if you want to daisy chain a few of these, then you certainly can do. And for the addressable RGB, same deal. So we've got a 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB, that's standard connection. And also there is a pass-through, which has a cap on it as well to protect it. So you don't want to leave those pins bare because if they short out, touch some metal, etc., bad things can happen to your motherboard, and that is not a good thing at all. So yeah, that's all well and good. That is exactly what you want to see on a fan. Simple, straightforward, honest fan with proper normal connections, so you can connect them to pretty much any motherboard on the market, which yeah, is absolutely ideal. And like I said, you get 3 of them included. You also get a pack of screws as well to attach them. Again, nothing too exciting. And also in the packaging there is a little leaflet just giving you some more of the specifications and something in Chinese. Anyway, so there you go, that is the fans. Let's get them fired up and see what they're actually like and check out some of the sound profiles. Okay, so there we go, we've got them all fired up and you can see what they look like. And currently they are on pretty much the lowest setting I can get. And I've got a small little controller here, the Noctua controller, fan controller, so I can reduce it down. So if we turn them completely off, so that is obviously off, and if we just put them on a little bit, you can hear there's a little bit of a rattle when they start up. If I get closer. Hopefully that's coming through on the microphone there. I might have to play with the gain settings so you can hear that. But basically that is on the kind of the lowest setting. And they're not really moving hardly any air at all, to be completely honest with you. But, damn, they're silent. They're basically not making any noise. There is a little bit of air, don't get me wrong. And if we put them on full blast, things ramp up quite considerably. So that is now blowing 66 CFM of air across each fan, and you're probably hearing that on the microphone, just so you can get an idea. So it's yeah, it's enough to pretty much inflate a bag. They're moving a reasonable amount of air, and I would say they're not overly noisy. If you think of a normal room, people chatting, talking, normal stuff, you normally with somewhere like 35 to 40 decibels. It's not massively over it, and I'm not having to kind of shout too much to be louder than the fans themselves, but let's take it down to about 50%. And you can hear that then when I do it. When they ramp down, listen out for it, you can hear the kind of creaking. So that is a bit of a downside of some cheaper fans, because the motors aren't great and PWM controllers clearly aren't brilliant. But your fans, if they're not going to be ramping up and down all the time, then I think you'll be absolutely fine anyway. That is on about 50%, and it's actually moving a fair bit of air at a relatively low noise level. Lifting them up. Yeah, the noise is coming from the motors themselves. I was a little bit concerned it was coming through the desk. We've actually been sent some of these little mounts. These mounts don't come with the fans. This was sent into us by Patrick, one of our viewers, Patrick LaBelle. Thank you very much. These are 3D printed fan holders, so they're actually very useful, and they came through just in time for this. So yeah, that is excellent. But yeah, there is a little bit of a noise to the fans. I'm hoping it's coming through on the actual audio. Let me get them really close to my lav mic, and if I turn them around the opposite way, hopefully it won't blow air. You can hear it. You can see how much air is moving because it's moving that plastic bag which is on the desk there. So, yeah. They're a little bit noisier than the fans we reviewed last week, which were the ones from AliExpress. Those were definitely a little bit quieter when it comes to the actual physical motor and the actual kind of the frames themselves. Yeah, it's just an amplified thing. So if you have one fan on its own, it's not too bad. When you have a second one, the noise is incremental, and then obviously a third, fourth, fifth, etc. If you have a few more, you're going to start hearing that noise. You might have to find the kind of sweet spot for your fan speeds. Yeah, there's certain levels of the RPM that it doesn't like. So my initial feeling with these is, yes, they are very good, and for, I would say, probably 99% of people, you're going to love them. You're going to be having no problems at all. Me personally, because I'm so used to sitting here filming this stuff, listening out for other noises to try and make the audio sound as good as it can do for the resources we have here. Fans are one of those things which I do pick up on the noises quite a lot. You probably can't hear it on the video at all. Maybe if you're a headphone user, please do let us know in the comment section. Could you actually hear the differences? I can still hear it a little bit now, and I don't think it is. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of mechanical noise in the motors there, so possibly the bearings aren't quite as good as they could be, but certainly again, these are a £15 set of fans, let's not forget that. So £5 a fan. If you're putting these into a flip PC, most people, if they come to buy a PC off you, they're just going to look at the pretty colours, look at the lights and go, oh yeah, these are good, you can change colours, etc. You can do all that kind of usual stuff, and I'm imagining most people are going to be extremely happy with them. But if you are one of those kind of perfectionists and you do like your fans to be as silent as they possibly can be, even on those lower settings, then potentially you might want to look elsewhere on these. But again, they are very cheap. But let me know what you think about them in the comments section below. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.